If you're having a hard time making your AI HC clients worth thousands of dollars to your business, you're definitely not alone because when I started, I had the exact same problem. And I had that problem until I stumbled upon this really simple process on how to take a client that's paying me a couple $100 a month to basically pay me thousands of dollars. And that process is called the Ascension model. And so what I want to do in this video is basically give you a live recording, a live example of me doing this in my AI agency. In fact, I take a client that came in on a low ticket package of $250 a month, basic AI automation service, to then me upselling them into an $8,000 paid full package in our AI agency. And keep in mind, this business owner for her company was skeptical. They did not know, like, or trust us. They worked with a ton of different other businesses in our space, and number three, they're breaking even when we started with it. This process works whether you're trying to cross-sell, upsell, etc. in your AI agency, but at the end of the day, it's going to make your clients worth a lot more money. So before we dive into the live recording video, I do want to answer the question, and that question is, why are you making this content? It's a great question, and simply put, it's because my current AI agency is worth over $5.448 million. In the last 4 years, we've done over 16 million sales and 5.7 million in profit. And I certainly do not say any of that to brag. 100% transparently, I say it because I know that if I can help yourself and other people watching this video out there, if I can help them start, grow, and scale an AI business, then what I can do at the end of the day is, if I just help a couple people be successful, then we can roll our companies up potentially. We can partner up, and I can take my business valuation from 5.448 million to 10, 15 plus million, and make life-changing money, and also help other people do the same thing. So that's why I made this content. Without further ado, let's dive into the video, pull out a notepad and take some notes, and I'll see you inside. Yeah, I'm from Louisville. So originally I'm from Louisville. That's where my family's from. And yeah, they're getting like, they've got almost a foot right now too, which is completely unheard of. Hasn't happened since like 95.
Oh,
So
wow. Wow.
pretty much 30 years. Yeah, pretty crazy.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, getting nailed right now, but hopefully everything is okay. I know they're very underprepared as well. Just like you guys, they are like, I mean, like, about as overprepared as.
I'm from that's cleared multiple times at this point, you know,
Yeah.
or Vermont. This is just, they don't get as much as they used to. Par for the course. Yeah, it's going to snow.
Yep. Par for the course. Well, thanks for jumping on. You know, I don't think, well, I don't think we'll probably need we might need to call Friday. We'll keep that on the calendar for now. But, you know, we had a good conversation last Friday here, and we, Brandon and I kind of put our heads together, and, you know, I think we've got something, that I think will really benefit you. But before we kind of dive into that, I think we just got to get a little bit clear on some things with, you know, where you're at in the business and kind of where you want to go. Because we kind of talked a little bit about that last Friday, but not like the full picture. So it sounds like you're starting up, ads. I mean, I'm assuming that's not happening now because of the weather. But when are you guys starting those ads up?
With the advertising for.
Yeah, your gym. You're starting advertising is soon here.
It should start Friday. I've not seen her.
Okay.
I'll get.
Yeah. Okay, got it. And we kind of talked about, right, like, you know, it sounds like they've been successful in the past, but really one of the biggest areas of opportunity was you converting those front end deals, right, those 6-week program deals, into actual long term members, because your percentage to really convert those people is like at 10%.
Yep.
Okay. And they're not really helping you with that conversion process at all within.
Excuse me. You know, which one would you present them with the options? If you're going to join, which one would you choose? We'll just let this sit on here and, you know, cancel it out if you choose not to join. But I think in this area, there's within 20 miles, there's only 4. There's 2 in Easton now. And it's the cost. They're willing to fork over the money for the the program, the 6 weeks, but then they don't want the recurring debt.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. And we kind of uncovered, a little bit about that last call, but it sounds like just helping you with the lead generation and the lead nurture, and then kind of letting you figure out the sales process, the conversion process, the fulfillment process.
We have the training is extensive. And I mean, he's done a beautiful job of putting all of this information into school, but there's not go to a weekly meeting and talk with people. And you could on the ads cohort meeting, which is on Fridays, it's there's not personal experience.
Okay.
This is what my job is doing. And I don't want some company to tell me, hey, if you want to make lots of money, you should run your gym this way. Well, I'm going to run the gym the way it works for my family. And if that means I don't make a ton of money, I don't make a ton of money, because that can't be a priority. It's going to prevent me from seeing my grandchildren.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Well, that makes sense. Okay. So they're not getting the support, and that makes sense. Okay. So are you going to be starting to run your ads on Friday, or are they going to be doing it for you?
I'm there. They'll launch them. I need to send them an email because we're shut down. We're going to shut down tomorrow, maybe even Wednesday. So I don't want to waste any money. I might have them do it on Saturday or Sunday. Not an ideal day to launch, but we're just not. Nobody's doing anything.
Yeah. You guys are snowed in right now. Okay. So they're going to start your ad on Saturday or Sunday. Okay. And what offer are they going to be running for you guys?
I do a 6-week. This one is a 6-week nutrition program.
Okay. 6-week nutrition program makes sense. Workouts, or is it just nutrition?
With both.
Accountability. Got it. Okay. Had you run this before with them? Okay. Okay. Do you have the numbers, like, as far as what that program, like?
Not in front of me. I'm in the middle of my kitchen. Actually, I'm definitely not flying in outer space with my laptop. I'm on my phone.
Okay.
It's in, yeah. If you want access to my Facebook ads account, that would probably be the easiest way to do it. I have an ads tracker as well. Can send you that information.
Okay. Yeah, I know. I think the biggest thing I'm concerned about is just like, how many people did you actually see for a consultation? How many did you convert into the 6-week program? And then how many did you convert of those people you convert in the 6-week program into an actual long-term member? You had the numbers as far as like the long-term member, which was 10%, but I'd love to see like your conversion from consultation to sale.
Getting them to get in the door is a big problem. The majority of the people that came in with this last run of ads were underqualified, to say the least. I have them change a few things, but I don't know what's going to happen with this set because we're not targeting certain area codes. That used to be fine.
Okay.
But now not.
Where the disconnect was there? Just like the you said the ad or the targeting?
The targeting, I think.
Okay.
I mean, I've done ads myself. His audience was fine. A lot of data in that account. I had way more no-show. I mean, it was incredible. I expect half, but it was more like 75% never showed up.
Okay. And then how many people did you see actually, like, for a consultation?
Everybody that came in except what was one woman. Whatever the number was I had for signups that last time, I saw that many plus 2 more. So I had very good conversion as far as that goes. Generally, if they come in for a nutrition program, they want to talk. Very serious.
Yeah. Okay. So do you know what the number was, like, as far as how many people showed, how many you closed?
Percentage wise or actual number?
Just the number.
I really have to go and look what the number of people that I had.
Okay. Do you add the dashboard? You're on your computer or your phone right now?
I'm on my phone.
Okay.
It's storming.
Yeah. Do you have a ballpark?
The number that came, I think I had 6. 6 would be a good.
Okay. So 6
number.
people came in, and that was in November, right, when you were in that campaign?
September, October.
October.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fall.
Fall. Okay. So 6 people came in, and then do you know how you converted into the 6-week?
6 converted. So about.
Oh, 6 converted. Okay.
Yep. I had 6 in that chat. I'm just running through names right now, and 2 of them stayed.
Okay. So you got two long-term members.
Percentages go. That's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Not 10.
Right. Do you know how many came in that you saw?
Yeah, only about 8. I didn't see very many. I had 25 leads, followed
Okay.
it up, called. I have a full dashboard of how I follow up with call, text, and each day that I do it, so I can keep track of my follow-ups.
Okay. So you were doing the follow-ups and
There
on
were
those
some
leads.
automated messages. Yeah, so automated messages, which I think I told you I had to rewrite a lot of them, that
Yeah.
sequence, because it kept dishing out.
Yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense. You had to rewrite a lot of them, and obviously
Mhm.
cut them just because they weren't matching with the experience. But so you saw 8, you converted 6, and you converted 2 in a long-term member, which was around that 33% mark. You kind of told us last time it was around 10.
10 is 1, maybe 2
Okay.
to convert. I don't take more than 10, because of the in-depth nature of the program that I do. I did 20 once. That was
Yeah. So when you did the 21, so you did 21 before?
I did 20 before. It was not that was way back before COVID.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, makes
Basic
sense. Okay.
everything.
Um,
Not as
yeah, that makes sense. Okay. So, and I know that you signed up with them, right? But let me kind of talk about last Friday and just looking at your business, right? And really just helping you. My question for you would be like, what is going to change from October to now? You know, because October is the second busiest time of the year, January is the first biggest time of year. What's going to change right now with that process if we don't fix a couple of those holes? One of those holes being the long-term conversion to get them to actually be a member, because you want to have 8 members per month, right? That's a big thing. And also the other thing is the actual people walking through the door. You only saw 8 people in October. I mean, that's definitely concerning, right? For the
Mhm.
facility.
Yeah, yeah. And the calls that I did, and the follow-ups, I did get some people to answer and discuss what was going on and try to get them in. This area is new to what I call modern marketing. Well, we do that in a consultation. That's how it happens. We don't talk about it over the phone. Um, they don't go for that. So I have to find a way of communicating more effectively that I'm not going to give you just the plain price over the phone.
Yeah. Or is there any type of training in place that you have right now to have that conversation on the phone?
Old stuff from NPE, from the other 2 people I worked with, but no, not currently.
Okay. Okay. So do you see how there's some holes, right, in the process that has definitely affected you for
Yeah.
getting to where you want to get, right? The
Yeah.
data numbers a month. That's what you need.
That's why I filled out your ad. That's why I'm,
Yeah, absolutely.
because I
Well, that
knew
makes sense. Yeah.
our-
Yeah. Okay. Now, along with those, let's say you got the 6 challenge sales in October. Were you able to get any referrals from those people at the point of sale?
yes,
Okay.
but free. Anybody else who want to have this? Yeah, I got my friend. Here's her, let me contact her or give me the number. That they're very distrustful of that. I do tell them this is how I will follow up. I will give them a call. I will shoot them a text message. I'll give them a second call. I'll give them a second text. That's it. They're getting 4 contacts. I'm not going to badger them with
Yeah.
information, but I will put them into my newsletter.
Okay. Okay. That makes sense. Now, of those 4 people that you did get from referrals, how many did you get? How many did you actually convert? One to 4. Okay. Got it. Do you like that number? Do you not like that number?
Not particularly. I mean, 1 out of 4%. We can talk about percentages. That's much nicer to talk about than actual numbers. But
Yeah.
the numbers seem to be up.
Yes. Okay. And then, looking at October, so we got 2 in total memberships in October. How many members did you actually get? So you got 2 from the ad campaign that were long term. How many did you get like overall in the business?
In October, I have to look at the sheet. It's not on the top of my head. Um,
Yeah, that's super helpful for us.
Okay. Do you have information you would like me to have available for you for Friday? Would that be?
We can cover most of it today. If you have ballpark numbers, that's helpful. But yeah, we can definitely.
I
We'll
usually
have
have
you
2.
fill out a form that will really help. What's that?
I usually have about 2 coming in per month. I have not had a business plan since 2020. My life was, yes, we all went through COVID. I went through a few more things. In fact, a lot more things during that time, and was unable. Every 12 weeks I was operating. Every 12 weeks or slicing my neck open. Every 12 weeks I had to start all over again. So there was no let me plan for this month, and because I didn't have anybody to delegate to. So
Yeah.
nobody for 2 years. So coming back from that last year it was okay, but still didn't have much of a plan because I just had surgery in October. That should be it. Theoretically, we're done. Time to move on. So I feel like this is the first time in since August of 2020 that I can actually plan for anything. Personally, to be able to do things, to say, yes,
Yeah.
I'm going to do this and follow.
Right. That's huge. Well, I know that I'm very sorry to hear that you went through that. I know we kind of talked about that on the call. Our first call was you had the operation on your neck there. It's good to hear that things are in a better spot for sure. But that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. And um,
I'm not out of it. Well, I'm perfectly aware of it. I did a shit job of running business for a couple years. So I'm ready to tackle something different because the same isn't going to work. Certainly, advertising, Facebook has changed yet again, and I know the algorithms change all the time, but I noticed a huge change this last October with leads that came in, where they were coming in, and it shows your ads to particular people, and then it shows into the same people over and over again. Those are not my clients, and I don't know what to do about that.
yeah. How are they targeting your ads? Just so I can get a full picture. Are they just doing like 2 ads that's into men and women? What does that look like?
There's a men, women. They create a new ad account when it starts to, or advertisement when it starts to fatigue. He's very good at what he's doing. I think he's going to have to start over with a completely new. I don't know.
Yeah, I got it. Well, we can talk more about that in a second, but so just to get to speed, the reason why we're asking these questions is not to like bring you down by any means. It's just so we can kind of just get a full picture of where the business is at. Because if I can't get a full idea of like where you're at in the business and kind of what's been what needs help, and we can't help you out today. But it sounds like you're getting about 2 new long-term members a month.
Yes.
In October, you got 4 because you had 2 from the campaign they run, and then the 2 that you got yourself. Right? So that makes sense. Of those 4 people, October, how many did you lose that month? Like from your membership base?
In October, none. December 4th.
Okay. So basically, we took October's new sales and cut them out in December. Now we kind of talk a little bit just so I can have you go on the same page. In what is your process right now for like keeping your clients? Right, what does that look like as far as trying to?
I don't have one.
No process. Okay.
I don't have a process for that. Other than there's small enough right now, personal contact. There's a well, it's not even after. There's a new member welcome, and then let's do check-ins. Let's like the check-ins need to happen. But that hasn't been part of member retention at this point.
Okay. Okay.
So there's a whole way to go.
Okay. Okay.
Facebook advertising. I don't know what's going to happen. I'd like to see how this goes. What shows up, where these people are coming from. That's just a big question mark that I just don't know. As far as getting people to come in, the file, your AI is phenomenal. It talks to people, whereas what I have right now is just sending out automated messages, and people are like, "That's not enough."
Yeah.
I got that. I'd be like, automated.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's not effective. Even if it's automated, we'll know that it's automated. I don't give a shit about that. It needs to be effective.
Yeah. What are the numbers, right? What are the numbers and what are we seeing in and out? Okay, that makes sense. Now, I'm pretty sure you kind of bring up to speed on that. Now obviously too, like, we talked about this a little bit last time, but it's like, we can talk a little bit more about it. I'd like to see if it's anything that's been updated, but like, what is the ultimate goal for you with the gym? I kind of heard a little bit about it at the start. You want some time for your grandkids, but what's the ultimate goal for you at the gym?
To get out. Exit strategy.
Okay. Do you want to sell? Do you want to have your family ready?
I don't know what my son is going to do, but he's actually graduating from college this year with exercise, whatever the heck is kinesiology, exercise, self-taught as far as that goes.
So the goal is to get you out of the business to where it operates smoothly without you, right?
Yeah, I kind of like office work. I like the monotony of it. I know what I have to do. There's lists to complete. It is, it's ridiculous working 25 hours on the floor and then trying to put in 20 hours in an. I have a 4-year-old that hangs out with me often.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I raised 5. There's a reason we have kids where I am.
Yeah. Okay. So still to move on to the great goal. I think it's definitely doable. Obviously, it's going to take some work to get there, but like, where does revenue have to be to get you there?
I'm sorry, say again.
Where does your revenue need to be for you to get there? Like in the gym, because you mentioned last time you're kind of breaking even, so you're not losing money, but you're not gaining. So where do you need to be as far as revenue to really make that happen?
20K a month.
Okay. And
And
where
count the stuff I'm doing.
okay. Where are we at right now?
6 to 8, depending on how many people show up.
Okay. So we got to basically triple where we're at now to get to that 20.
Yep.
Okay.
I've done it before. I've taken it when I built the business. She was bringing $5,000 a month regularly, and at the end of 6 months, it was 11.
Okay.
So it's that was some time ago, but
Yeah.
I had systems to do it, and I did it.
Okay. That makes sense. Okay.
I also need to firm up like a office hours kind of thing where I'm considering a 24-hour facility. It wouldn't be difficult to do. I don't know how that's insured. I don't know how. If you guys have suggestions on that. The alarm is going off. I don't know what's going on over there. I think kids are here to go sledding. I have a couple of other ideas for community partnerships that I think would be good. Essentially just please let's show the people. That's what I need right now.
Okay.
People know
Well,
these.
I think that makes sense. So for us to get obviously you said that from 6 to 7 to let's just say even like 12, 15, right? I mean, I think that'd be like 10, 12, 15. Yeah, we got to start with a smaller goal because
Let's go over 10K.
yeah,
That
let's
was
just get over
double digits
start
first.
with some
Yeah.
any steps here so you're not super overwhelmed. But we, just so we're on the same page and we're aligned. Like if we're, want to go from 6 to 7 to 10, even 10K, eventually 20K, what we're doing right now, there's some things that are working, but there's definitely some room for opportunity, right? Where we can change some things to solidify some of these systems to really give you a proven process to get there. Is that fair to say?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, we definitely got to change. We got to change what we're doing, right? So it's not getting us.
I wasn't doing anything. I used to have all kinds of activities and a good plan, and I have not done that. So going back to that just by itself, should
Yeah.
that when I had 85, 90 members.
Yeah. You know the numbers that you want to get to. Okay, that makes sense. So
They're gonna come back, I suppose.
yeah, just a little bit more onto that too. Like we talked a little about this, right? Like I know that you enrolled into advertising, right? And if we're just going to be, straight up with it, like
Please do not sugarcoat it.
yeah, it's just not giving you what you need at the end of the day.
It's not. Yeah.
It's not working, right? So, that makes sense. Okay, so anything else you feel like you need to get us up to speed on before we move on?
I don't think so. Not that comes to mind right now.
Okay, all right. So, good news is, based on what we talked about, like you've already seen value in the program. You like Brandon.
Kinda.
You kind of like Brandon. He's an okay guy. Yeah, I'm on the same page there. No, all jokes aside, like based on this conversation, based on your success with us already, the value you've seen, there's definitely more that we can do to really help you to get you truly where you want to get to. Now, I would be lying to tell you it's going to be this 1 month process of hey, like it's going to take a month to get you to even
It's
10.
gonna take 6 months to get me up to speed with memorizing the processes, integrating that with my personal life, integrating my personal life with my office time, et cetera, et cetera.
Exactly. So you're exactly right. Yeah.
Otherwise, my brain's gonna explode. Oh, I did want to tell you, I just so that we are on the same page with what is going on personally, which is affecting professional. I go to deposition with my lawsuit the 16th. They're expecting to have a settlement by March. So that huge weight should be off of my shoulder. I cannot explain to you what a cement block it is.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's super helpful.
That's coming.
Cool. Well, that makes sense. Awesome. But yeah, just long story short, I'm very confident with what we have at GMN. We can for sure fill those gaps and help you kind of have a solidified plan to get you to where you want to get, right? Because I know it's been frustrating. You've had some things that you haven't been able to control, but also there's some things in the business that has been able to control and it just hasn't been done properly. So I'm
Yeah,
more than
yeah,
confident.
totally.
Uh,
Definitely. That's I'm good at some things. I'm not so good at others.
100%. Cool. Um, awesome. So just kind of, sort of like I told you last time, we don't have like a one size fits all type program. It's all really meeting you where you're at. All of our stuff is customized based on where our clients are at because all of our clients have different problems. The problems that you have in your facility are different than the problems that someone has at, that owns three gyms, right? Or so on and so forth. So all of our, what's that?
I don't want to own 3 gyms.
No, no, exactly. And that's why the program that we had is it's a meet where you're at approach, right? So, um, awesome. So what this program looks like, it's really a couple things. The first thing that this program is it's a coaching and a consulting program. Okay. Like I told you, kind of meet you where you're at. So right now, based on our conversation, it sounds like the biggest area of opportunity that we can really patch up right now is going to be some things related to your processes on converting front end people into actual long-term members, right? With you being at 10%, we got to get that number up to like 60, 70%, because you can have the best agency and if you're getting 10 front end sales, you're only converting one to a long term member. Your churn percentage, like you're already at with losing 4 in December, it's going to keep eating your current membership base away.
Yeah, it's just it's this. There is
Yeah,
there's no growth. There's no growth.
exactly. So the first spot that we need to start with is going to be fixing that hole. Okay, so helping you with the conversion process from front end deals to back end deals. So what that's going to allow you to do is once we have that hole
Okay.
fixed, is now we can actually turn on paid advertising, okay, confidently and predictably, and know that, okay, if I get 8 front end sales and my conversion to get those 8 front end sales is 50%, I can get 4 members out of that campaign per month. And you can really start getting very, very predictable with that process. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I missed some of that because everything just went black.
Oh,
Uh,
okay. Frozen too.
Hang on. I can hear you, but I don't know why I can't see it. I can see that.
Okay. Well, okay. So what I'm saying is,
Fine.
like we talked about, can you hear me?
Mhm. Yeah, good.
Okay. Like we talked about on Friday and today, one of the biggest areas of opportunity to improve the business is going to be
Yeah, it
converting.
doesn't work when it's raining.
Is it working out?
Yeah, you're good. I don't see you, but there you are.
Okay. So I was saying, the first thing that we, like I said, this is a meet you where you're at approach for the coaching program. So the first thing that makes the most sense for us is to fill that hole, okay, on your back end conversion process. So taking your front end
Okay.
sales and having a very good process to convert these people into a long term client. Because if we don't have that filled out, we don't have that process done and dialed in, we can run all the paid advertising in the world and get as many front end sales as we want, but we're never going to convert them to long term members. And eventually your churn percentage in your business is going to eat up your membership base. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
So that's the first thing we tackle. Yeah, much more clear now.
there we go. And regular background.
Does that make sense? Did you get anything that I told you there?
Only the filling in the processes.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll just kind of recap here. So like I was just kind of trying to tell you, right? The program that we had it's all customized based on where you're at.
Mhm.
For many different reasons. There's clients that we had that are just in different spots in their business, and so again, it's not just this one size fits all approach. It's a meet you where you're at approach. So
Mhm.
the thing that would make the most sense for you, okay, is going to be going into our coaching and consulting program. And so it's really we have 4 different pillars of the program. We got marketing and sales, we have systems and processes, we have team and leadership, and we have finances. But the thing that makes the most sense for where you're at now to get you started in is going to really be to iron out some of your systems and processes that are related, okay, based on the conversation we had, right, to converting those people you get into front end program into actual long term clients. Because, like I was talking about earlier, we can get, you can work with the best ad agency in the world, get you as many front end sales as possible. But if you're only converting 10% of those people, that's not going to get you your goal of 8 members a month. They're going to have to get 80 members a front end to get 8 long-term members, which is not helping you get your overall goal of 100 clients. So the first thing,
But offer is not working. Okay, good.
does that make sense? So that's the first thing we do. Is we would install, that process and system into your business, and help you keep you accountable to actually implement that and continue to work with you to get you there. So that's the first thing. Now, once we have that actually filled in, okay, we've got that process filled in, then we would want to look at, okay, what does your sales process look like to convert these leads on the front end, right? It sounds like you've converted 6 out of 8. As we know, the best athletes in the world are always practicing, they're always improving to make their systems and process better. So that's the next thing we do, is to kind of see where your current sales process is. How do you record some of those conversations? And then with Brandon's expertise, right, with him owning over 11 facilities and being able to scale the system up to his 11 facilities, really keep you accountable on what to say, when to say it, to can make that conversion as high as possible so that you can, again, we can just play this game all day. Once we have those 2 systems down, we got our front end sales process down, we have our back end sales process down, we can get this amount of leads, we can convert this many people, we can convert this many people to here, and then we can work on our churn percentage and our churn strategies and process and systems so that we can keep these people, right? So that we can really get you removed from the business. But those are really the first 3 pieces we got to start with to ensure that we're setting you up for maximum success and growth and stability. Does that make sense? Any questions around that so far?
No. I have questions, but not about that. Not about how it works or anything.
Okay.
I mean, there are specifics therein.
Perfect. So that's what makes most sense. Now, once we get those down, the next thing that we're going to do, okay, is going to fix your front end acquisition funnel. So your advertising, your Instagram, your TikToks. We've worked with over 1,000 facilities, okay, to perfect a process to get people in the door. But before we turn on any acquisition, like I said, first fix the other systems in the business.
There's no point in getting people in if they're just gonna walk out. I get it. Yeah.
Exactly. It's like turning on a hose with full. You're gonna spraying everywhere in the house, and it's not gonna be as efficient. So once we get those things down in place, then we can start turning on marketing and acquisition to get people in the door. But that's we got to first start here. Now, the way that we run our ads, okay, is different than other companies run their ads. Okay, so instead of just taking an ad and basically throwing that ad out to men and women, 20 to 60 plus or 20 to 60 plus men and women, 2 ad sets, we segment your audience into 10 different demographics and audiences. So we segment it into ages and based on gender. So we'll do 20 to 29, 30 to 39, 40 to 49.
That is different than anything I've ever seen. Yeah.
60 plus, okay, with both men and women. And then we'll have our copy and our pictures on the ads literally speak directly to that demographic to improve our cost per lead and get more people in the door that are actually looking for a change with what you're looking for, with a nutrition, health and fitness option, weight loss.
Yep.
That is what we're doing. And on top of that, we'll take the AI that you've already experienced, plug it into the acquisition system to follow up with those leads to get them to book and show. So you're completely removed from that process. They can then, like we talked about, focus on the sales process, the conversion process on the back end, and then the churn process, right? So we can keep these members. And then after that, once we have those things dialed in, showing you how to get some people that can work in the facility to get you removed from the business so you're working on it, not in it.
Then we talk about who takes over my spot.
Exactly. But we first got to, that's kind of the process, right? And again, that based on where you're at, that makes the most sense for you to get there. And there's some other things we could do after that, but I just first want to kind of focus on these first 2 things, because it's going to take probably 5-6 months to really get these holes plugged up.
Buildings. Yeah.
Awesome. Any questions you have about that so far?
None.
Okay. Based on that process, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being like, I feel 100% confident this is what I need to get me to where I want to get. 1 being like, I don't like Brandon, I don't like Michael, I don't want to keep working with these guys. Where would you say you're on a scale of 1 to 10?
I do want to keep working with you 100%. 10. It's a 10. I've seen a lot of different ideas thrown at me. And this is very good.
Awesome. Okay. That makes sense. So the next steps, well, this is really simple. We just got to, first thing we got to do is just, process the payment and then get the contract signed and then book that onboarding call for like the next step to get this rolling. And then we can get you rolling. We can get you rolling as soon as Wednesday or Thursday.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Do you do any kind of, it's a year long?
It's a 6-month program.
Oh, 6 months. Okay.
Yep. So just so you're on the same page, 6-month program, and 6 months. And so the way that we do it is it's either pay in full, which is a discount, or just a monthly recurring fee.
What is the pay in full?
Yeah, the pay in full is going to be $8K.
Okay. I was actually expecting you to say 10 or 12. So
monthly $1,500. So you're getting $1,000 discount with the pay in full option.
Okay.
Cool. You ready to get on?
I am. I need to find my husband to find out what method we want to do to pay for that.
Okay.
That's all. Because I had a car that was supposed to be coming. Because I was planning on doing this.
Yeah. Okay. Well, why don't we do this? Why don't we if we can get the pay in full, because we do like a discount, right, for the program, the pay in full option.
Right.
And so we normally don't do this, but what I can do is I can give you the discount, that the $8,000 pay in full. If we can get that by Wednesday, I'll still earn that. But
Absolutely.
I can start with just the 1,500 a day, so we can get you committed in the program.
Absolutely. Let's do that. You have my payment information from previously.
Yep. I have an impression. Yep, I do. So what I can do is I can just send over the agreement, and we can read through it, so we're on the same page, and it's very straightforward. So I'll get that loaded, and I'm really excited to get you rolling here.
I'm not excited about having to record myself.
What's that?
Not excited about having to record myself.
Well, that's okay. I mean, hey, so you've already worked Brandon, right? But that's for us to really see how you're doing. The only way we can truly see, right, is like what's going on. One we can do that is through recording. So,
No, I get it.
we'll keep you. We're gonna keep you are having as much success as possible. But let me go ahead and get this updated to the 6 months, and then I'm gonna send this over to you. And
Would you accept a direct payment? It would save you guys tons on the transfer.
yeah, can you do that in full today?
Don't know. I don't know for sure. Let me. I can run up and get him. Actually, is he up there? He's home today too. They shut down.
Yeah, my one of our team members is like in Louisville still, and he's obviously having some issues too. With everything with the snow.
Yeah, they haven't even done the street yet, and it's past noon, so this is going to be a long
That's crazy.
recovery, so to speak.
Yeah. Okay. I just sent you. Okay, so I just sent it. I'm gonna just send it to. It's gonna be the. I sent it to your.
Look at here.
Okay, perfect. So just goes over everything that we talked about.
It's not feeling so hot today.
And then we can collect the. I'll go ahead and.
Let's see that one. I see. Let's go inbox here.
So I'm going to send over.
This one's still thinking about retrieving my email from the server.
All good. Just sent it. Contract. Let me know. And I can share my screen and go through it with you too real quick.
Here it is.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So I can go through it. So everything I talk about. So the coaching, eventually paid ads, and AI lead nurture. We're first going to start with 4 pillars. Really kind of focus in on sales and marketing and systems strategy.
Okay.
And like I talked about, right? So it's a 6-month program, $1,500 a month, which again, when we paid full, we'll get that $1,000 discount, which will take it from $1,500 a month to $8K full. Today we'll just get $1,500. We can kind of move from there. And it's a 6-month program. So if you're not seeing the value in the 6 months, just got to let us know 3 days in advance. But obviously that's not going to happen, because we're going to be doing everything we can to help you out. And that's essentially it. Very straightforward. And this is just a non-solicitation for like basically saying that you can't take Brandon because Brandon's my team member, and we definitely need to help you out.
Right. It's not there.
That's sort of thing. So
okay. Yeah, I'll read through that. He's not answering. I don't know what he's doing.
Okay, cool.
But
awesome. Well, let me know when you can put that through, and then I'll go ahead and put the 1,500 through the same card if it works.
Yes, same card. No, we got a virtual card.
Let me confirm what that is. So, and then Brandon, when can we get her onboarding call booked so we can get her rolling as fast as possible here? Yeah, that's okay. Well, we can again, whatever is going to work best for you guys at the paid for the monthly payment. And we can reconvene on Wednesday too about that. But I just want to confirm real quick that this is the correct one. Okay, perfect. I'm gonna go ahead and put this through. Did you get a chance to sign that?
Oh no, I haven't signed it yet. It's still up. It's not.
Okay.
Okay. That went through. I got the notification, and we're all set.
Okay, perfect. Awesome.
I'll see about doing a direct.
Okay. Yeah, we'll start there, and then I don't think let me see here. Yeah, we'll
My members already. The credit card companies.
yeah, we can start there and then go from yeah. It looks like it's still pending. I'm not sure.
Where's the charge go? It did. I have confirmation that it was charged from my account. It might be the pending authorization of purchase. Yeah.
Okay, cool. We got that. Awesome. So we got that through. So the Brandon, we got the onboarding scheduled for Wednesday. Cool. Yeah. We'll send over a welcome email. Everything kind of next steps, and then Monday before Wednesday, make sure to have that finished business assessment filled out because we're gonna basically go off that. Obviously, we already have a plan that we're gonna be working with you on, but yeah, that's the first step.
Sounds great.
Awesome.
Excited to tear this thing apart and rebuild it.
Let's go.
Already torn apart. We just got to rebuild at this point.
Yep. Let's do it.
That sounds great. I will see you then.
All right, guys. So that is how to upsell your current AI agency clients to make them worth a lot more money. Now, like I said at the very start of the video, I'm looking to sell my AI agency gym members now within the next 2 to 5 years and ultimately make it worth a lot more money. And the way that I can do that is by simply partnering up or rolling up with other people like yourself who successfully start, grow, and scale their own AI agency to be doing some really solid numbers. So if you want help on how to do that and work with my team directly to give you the exact same systems, frameworks, and really a clear roadmap on how to start, grow, and scale this business, then go ahead and click the link below in the description and apply to work with my team. And on the call, we'll see if you could be a potential good fit. Now, if not, no worries. I hope you got a value from the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.